The DJI Pocket 3 is finally here after years of waiting, with a new 1-inch CMOS sensor capable of up to 4K 120 frames per second, able to also record 10-bit D-Log-M and 10-bit HLG HDR color profile for beautiful colors, and the same reliable 3-axis gimbal found on most of DJI drones for steady, clear shots even at low frame rates, and an all-new larger 2-inch OLED screen that rotates to capture landscape videos or portrait smartphone-style footage in 3K. All this weighing in only at 179 grams. I call this the best vlogging camera that I wish I had when I first started my YouTube journey. They say third time's the charm. So let's check out the new DJI Osmo Pocket 3. That was dramatic. The original DJI Osmo, the granddaddy of the Pockets, released back in 2015, followed by the Pocket 1 back in December 2018, then the Pocket 2 in November 2020. And unlike videos of the Pocket 3 that came out like clockwork after the embargo on day one, or the infamous Indonesian DJI staff leak, I bought the Pocket 3 with my own hard-earned money. So you can bet that this is an unfiltered review. And the reason I literally waited 8 years to buy this was very simple. All the other iterations of the DJI Osmo Pockets didn't check a lot of boxes for me, unlike the Pocket 3. But let's go through the stuff that you guys are here for. The Pocket 3 by itself is pretty small, and I say that because instead of bringing out my main rig, which is the A7 IV, and putting it on my smallest gimbal, which is the Zhiyun Weebill S, sometimes I just want to bring out something really small and have great videos on the fly. I mean, sure, it's not a full frame sensor, but for something its size having a 1-inch sensor, I think the Pocket 3 has something really great going on here. And it's way better than anything they have right now in the market today. The lens is a 20mm equivalent with a fast aperture of 2.0. Now, of course, if you're gonna put it side by side with my Sony a7 IV and a 20mm f1.8G lens, there's no competition. But again, for something its size and being very portable and easy to use, the Pocket 3 I feel beats the Sony or full frame sensor cameras any day in that aspect. And the Sony only has inbuilt image stabilization or IBIS, whereas the Pocket 3 has a gimbal. And the Pocket 3 just looks like any other personal recording devices like your smartphone, so it doesn't draw too much attention to yourself, unlike the big Sony a7 IV or any other full-frame cameras. And being portable, literally with its name on it, the Pocket 3 can fit inside your pocket. I'm gonna prove it right here. There you go. It's it's not comfortable, but you get the point. The screen once flipped turns on almost immediately. And if you're familiar with DJI products, it's the same menu system that works intuitively but smooth and quick. Like any product, it took me a while to get used to the menu system, or rather finding the nitty-gritty settings that I wanted. But there's not much guesswork, so you can just swipe left, right, up or down and find the settings that you need. And whilst in vertical mode, it shoots in 3K, which still looks gorgeous. And it turns off when you flip the screen, unless you cancel it by pressing the option on screen or change how that or quickly it happens in the settings. You can also adjust the direction in which the camera points to upon turning it on. It has two buttons on the front. One is what DJI calls a 5D joystick, and the other is to record. I rarely use the joystick to control the gimbal due to it being too hard and fast even after adjusting the speed of it in the options, which by the way, there are 3 options: default, slow, and fast. And I only used it to recenter the camera or by turning the gimbal around. Both you either do by clicking it twice or 3 times. But then I found the quick turn button on the screen in the lower right, which works even faster. Now, I wish DJI had the option to adjust the smoothness of the gimbal, as it does have sudden jerky stops, especially at the end after you release it with the thumbstick or when you reach the end of the gimbal pitch limit. Again, it is however smoother with the option on the screen or through the Mimo app. And a simple fix is that you can just physically rotate or move the camera itself to control how slowly or how quickly you want the gimbal to turn. It also has an on-screen zoom rocker function going up to 2 times. The SD card slot is by the side, but at times it was pretty hard to use my fingernail to push it in or get the micro SD card out. Small issue again. You can attach the Pocket 3 to the small handle which clicks in similar to the style of the Action 4, and of course screw in the tripod in the 1/4 inch threaded hole at the bottom. Overall, I love that it's compact, but it does have one bad trait of the build itself, which I will get to at the end of this video. The stock version comes with a mini handle, case, cable, and lanyard, while the Creator Combo comes with a wireless mic with magnet and dead cat, the extended battery, tripod, wide-angle lens,
and protective cover.
Everything just works effortlessly together and pairs easily, especially the wireless microphone. The wide-angle lens increases the view to 108 degrees and attaches magnetically to the front of the stock lens. Here you can see the difference in mix with the stock field of view and with the wide-angle lens on. You can purchase separately the black mist and ND filters. Speaking of the wide-angle filter, it attaches magnetically to the protective case. There's also a slot for the black mist filter. You can even clip the wireless mic that came with the Creator Combo to the case at the top. All of these are quite sturdy and don't seem to fall out. The battery from the Pocket 3 itself is 1300 milliamps and can be quick charged to 80% in 16 minutes reportedly. The extended battery acts as a longer handle for the Pocket 3 and will keep it charged until it's drained. It's 950 milliamps and allows hot swapping and comes with a USB-C port on the back to connect other devices. What I like is that when the extended battery pack is attached to the Pocket 3, it will actually charge the Pocket 3 first, depleting itself before the Pocket 3 uses its own battery. Even while testing it here for the first time for a good 3 to 4 hours, not once did the Pocket 3 give me a low battery warning level. And speaking of here, I like to thank our sponsors.
This fantastic space, courtesy of today's sponsor, ArtSpaze. If you want something beautiful and worth the money and get value for every cent, you come to ArtSpaze, today's sponsor. I mean, check out the lights, they're freaking awesome, I think. Oh, we have light. Look at that, it's so beautiful. Oh my God, so gorgeous. And everything's smart nowadays, not like me. So yeah, they built beautiful counters where I can do my reviews of products, and they have beautiful kitchens. One of my favorite places, of course, is the bathroom because it's so clean. I love everything that's clean and tidy. And wait, let me switch on one of the lights and show you. Yeah, look at that, the accent. How gorgeous is that? Look at that, how it glows. Gorgeous. I really wish that this were my home because the walls are from my favorite country, Japan. That's right, and you can even stick stuff here.
We know everything's expensive nowadays, but you get what you pay for right here at ArtSpace, so go check them out. Back to the battery, more tests have to be done, but it's safe to say that when you leave home with both the Pocket 3 and the extended battery, you don't have to worry for the whole day, especially when you're out and about on holiday. And even so, if you are a bit worried, a power bank is your best friend because of that fast charging. Lastly, the Creator Combo bag is supposed to store everything in it. However, it was quite a tight squeeze, especially with my Pocket 3 in the hard case, and many times I couldn't zip it up. Small thing, but I'm not the only one that reported this. I wish DJI made the carrying case slightly bigger, like maybe 0.5 centimeter or 1 centimeter. Could have fixed everything. Now onto what I feel is the most important quality that you should look out for when purchasing any camera, the video and sound quality. I just wanted to know whether the DJI Pocket 3 was great out of the box, so I did some tests with the default settings in video mode at 24 frames per second, an action camera's greatest nightmare even in bright settings because the DJI Pocket has a gimbal and they don't. Right off the bat, I was confident knowing it had a gimbal, so automatically I didn't think twice about shakes or ghosting. The video quality is as what you see right now. No color grading was added. And I think that it looks great and immediately usable, especially when you just want to vlog. What I love most is that there's a shallow depth of field, and when you showcase products, it quickly focuses on what's mainly supposed to be the subject, blurring out the background to a certain degree. I can definitely see that if you don't want to mess around with color grading and just want to use it for vlogging, then the default video mode will suit you just fine. In fact, not fine, but great. Okay, so now the juicy part. How does it look if you put it in a flat profile, aka D-Log-M or HLG, and do your best coloring it in post? I'm filming that, as you can see on the screen, in its D-Log-M profile. So let's switch it over to a color graded shot. Disclaimer, I'm not the best when it comes to color grading, and I actually kind of use a hack. It's called Cinema Grade to help me with film style that's sort of cinematic. You can even set sharpness and noise reduction for both default and pro mode, giving you more flexibility in post. So far, the only mode that doesn't allow this option is low light mode. Speaking of, the Pocket 3's low light video mode is definitely a game changer, because if you want to just vlog or film yourself in low light situations, or especially at night, it's got you covered. Here, I'm walking around Chinatown in Singapore, and I can definitely say that when you're on holiday and vlogging at night in urban areas or in extremely dim locations, the footage is definitely way better than on most smartphones or other action cameras. Now, on my huge 4K PC monitor, I noticed that it looked kind of artificial, aka smartphone-like, because you can't adjust the sharpness settings. But I know most will watch this on a smartphone or tablet, and it will look good, and that artificial look will be almost unnoticeable. Of course, it isn't going to compare with a full-frame sensor on my Sony a7 IV. There is definitely some noise even in areas with street lamps and lighting, but negligible, and it won't really distract you. Again, for the compactness and for it having its own gimbal, it beats anything similar of its size, hands down. I can only imagine how great it would have been just to whip this out and capture all my amazing memories of Shibuya and Shinjuku instead of struggling with my then lighter setup, which was the Sony a6500 and a Zhiyun Crane 2. So for nighttime videos, this is currently king due to its size and portability. And you don't have to use the pro settings if you're just vlogging. The default auto works fine and looks great in 90% of situations. I love how it sounds just from the internal mics, and with the wireless 2 paired up, it just ups the game on your sound, or basically makes it completely idiot-proof. So I can see that if you're starting a YouTube channel or have one, this again definitely takes the hassle and guesswork out of sound quality. Okay, and we are now testing the internal mics of the DJI Pocket Osmo 3, DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And yeah, how does it sound? Testing 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Okay, this is an audio test with the wireless mic 2 together with the Pocket 3 in the creator combo. I'm going to be walking around this beautiful space, by the way, which is today's sponsor, ArtSpaze. So anyway, the audio test, I'm going to sit right here in this comfy sofa while watching this huge, big-ass 60-inch or 70-inch screen TV. And how's the audio so far? It's beautiful coming from this fantastic studio. I wish this were my studio, damn it, but I definitely will get them to do some renovation for my place. If I can afford a place in bloody Singapore, it's so freaking expensive.
The Pocket 3 has the usual photo mode, video hyperlapse, time-lapse features, which by the way, you have to set to 4K as the default is 1080p. Just a small note. It also has Auto Track 6.0, which works extremely well even if the subject is far away like in this shot, and it never strayed. There is a tilt limit to the gimbal, but it will still track the subject after he or she gets within the gimbal's range of motion. And the Pocket 3 also has dynamic framing following the golden ratio, plus a half of full one rotation mode where you can get some unique perspectives or angles. But there is one feature that can only be set on your smartphone with the Mimo app. You know how many Chinese TikTokers, especially females, use filters to make themselves unnaturally beautiful or slim with skin smoother than a baby's buttocks? Well, yeah, the Pocket 3 has this feature and it's called Beauty Mode. I can imagine tons of female YouTubers and TikTokers purchasing the Pocket 3 just for this feature itself. DJI really knows how to market to a certain audience, huh? There is also a webcam feature that I personally have not even touched. But I guess it's great to have, especially in post-COVID days. I've waited an extremely long time, personally 8 to 9 years for the Pocket 3. And here's a summary of what I think are the pros and cons, and should you get it? It has great video quality due to the 1-inch sensor right out of the box. The gimbal ensures smooth footage without ghosting, jitters, and great low light capabilities. D-Log M 10-bit is great for color grading, so it is the HLG HDR feature when you have extreme contrast in lighting. It has fantastic auto track 6.0, which didn't give me any issues at this time. Ease of use with the flip screen and the DJI menu system. Great sound with the internal mics and especially with the wireless microphone. Quick charge and long-lasting battery, and even longer with the extended battery grip. Now this isn't a deal breaker for me, but the Pocket 3 is not weather sealed. But then again, it's not supposed to be an action camera. If you want that, go buy yourself a GoPro or an Action 4. This is a different beast altogether, so you can't really compare when it comes to that. The carrying case that comes with the Creator Combo tends to be a bit tad small, especially when you put everything inside. And like I said many times, I couldn't close it or zip it up completely. So I wish that DJI again made it slightly longer or bigger. The joystick has no smoothness or dead zone options to prevent sudden stops and jerks. But again, you can just ignore it and use the whole camera itself to move and control the gimbal speed. The SD card slot isn't weather sealed, and sometimes it is pretty difficult even with your fingernail to push it in or slot it out. And it may seem as nitpicking and fault finding of a fantastic product, but I'm sure in the very near future there will be third-party accessories to fix all of this, or some of the issues that I have mentioned. But again, the Pocket 3 is the greatest pound-for-pound, smallest vlogging camera that you can find right now in the market. I wish I had this when I first started making videos and for traveling. It won't replace your full-frame cameras, but will easily rival other cameras with the same 1-inch sensor and beat them in a lot of ways. But for right now, the Pocket 3 is a great video low-light beast for its size, where everything just makes sense. And it's easy to pick up right off the bat and start creating fantastic videos right away, or fantastic looking videos, by the way. How you make them great, it's up to you. Maybe I have rose-tinted glasses on right now, but having handled stupid heavy setups in the past when I was traveling or having to find workarounds for my GoPro 11 with unnecessary accessories, the Pocket 3 just makes things way easier and very simply just more fun. Everything is getting smaller and smaller, and despite taking quite a long time to come out with the Pocket 3, I believe DJI has hit the mark. Would I recommend you getting the Pocket 3? Hell yeah! If you're intending to vlog or just wanting to capture great videos to use on your travels, then you will be missing out if you do not get the Pocket 3. Again, this is not a paid review. I bought this with my own hard-earned money. More videos will be coming out of the Pocket 3 real soon. Don't forget to like and sub. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
I think 60?
Maybe. Oh no, only one.
No.
I think like
One about less than 180 lah,
yeah.
right? Ooh, widescreen ah.
Yeah. There's even a wider lens.
Ooh, not bad. Swipe from right.